Why does brand matter? Showing up just isn't good enough anymore. Regardless of whether you have a gymnastics gym, a swim school, a dance studio. Now, if you're in a town of 1,500 people, then you can probably show up and exist because you're the only game in town. But if you're in an area where you have competition, just being there isn't enough. You're going to have to come up with differentiation. There's got to be a reason why somebody chooses you versus the guy across the street or across town. And unless you're doing something dramatically different, you're just noise. I'll break this down into calling, meaning why do you exist as a company? Culture, meaning what's happening with your employees and with the staff and the environment. And then communication. How is the calling and the culture communicated to not just your staff, but to your audience? Your industry, whether you want to admit it or not, is being commoditized. The last thing that you want to do is compete on price, because that's a losing game. Someone will always be willing to undercut you. And so you never want to be in a position where your differentiator is, hey, well, we're $10 cheaper per month than the guys across town. And really this comes back to how you can create an environment where you can actually charge more and still get more business, right? I mean, that's the golden goose there, right? It's not because they have a better coach. Nope, that's a feature. Oh, yeah, sure, maybe a couple people made a decision on that. But it's not what's driving the business. It comes down to calling, culture, and communication. So what isn't a brand? A brand isn't a logo. Just because you have a logo that you're excited about, that doesn't mean that you have a brand. It's not a style guide. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying that's not a brand. So a brand is your unique perspective. Unique perspective is different than unique positioning. Unique positioning is features. Unique perspective is your view of the world and how your company fits into it. It's authority. It's the fact that you dominate mind share. You dominate the mind awareness of your community. But that doesn't just get created by features. So you have a unique perspective, you have authority, you have an emotional connection. Do you matter, or would you be missed? Would your community be sad, broken, distraught if you guys moved to a different part of the town, if you guys went out of business? If so, you're on the right path. Also, brand is authenticity. Authentic to who you are and who you want to become. This is where the culture piece fits in. This is where what it is that you're creating is genuine, and you staff according to that. You've heard me talk in previous episodes about staffing to culture before you staff to experience or skill sets. This is why, because if you don't control the culture happening within your walls, it's going to happen by default. And so you have to hire people that fit with what you're trying to create.